Jack about a potential and very serious threat to Jabot.
I've stolen Kane's AI program. I want to make a deal with you. Are you interested?
The Young and the Restless, YNR, spoilers for Thursday, July 9th, reveal that Kyle Abbott, Michael Mueller, will step up to keep his parents safe while Patty Williams, Stacey Hayduke, scheme goes awry. Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn, will also peel back another layer for Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, as they grow closer. So let's talk about what's coming up in Genoa City. For starters, Lily will feel herself falling harder for Kane again as he shows her another side of himself. Kane will keep finding ways to impress Lily and pull her closer, so their romance should keep moving in the right direction. Viewers will recall that Kane recently extended a job offer to Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, and truly hopes they can put their conflict to rest. That may be part of why Lily will admire Kane and perhaps acknowledge that he has a good heart. As for Jill Abbott, Lauren Koslow, she'll make another attempt to get through to Billy and convince him to work through their problems. Jill is being awfully insistent about this, but Billy has been just as adamant about wanting to know the real story behind his Chancellor ouster. Billy knows that Jill has a history of viewing him as a colossal failure, but he feels like there's another reason why she gave him the boot from Chancellor and doesn't want him anywhere near it. Since we know Jill has a secret that's set to blow soon, she could blur it out on Thursday's YNR episode. Even if she doesn't, you can bet Billy is somehow going to uncover the truth and realize he was right to think Jill had a deeper agenda. At the hospital, Patty will be determined to end Jack Abbott's, Peter Bergman, life with a fatal dose of something in a syringe. Of course, Patty isn't going to succeed since we know Jack will live and eventually recover from this nightmare. However, Patty could do some damage in the meantime. It's possible that Patty could inject Jack and cause further medical distress, even if she won't actually kill him. Jack could end up in a long-term coma, but it's also possible someone will spot Patty in his room and intervene. Patty is dressed as a hospital employee, so she might pretend to be checking Jack's vitals if the guard reappears. That could delay Patty long enough for Kyle to thwart this deadly plot of hers. YNR spoilers say Kyle will indeed take control somehow on Thursday's episode, so he might leap into action to stop Patty's destruction. Plus, a behind-the-scenes photo leaked back in May that showed Patty in scrubs as she faced off with a feminine hooded figure in the hospital hallway, so that could be Diane Abbott, Susan Walters, at some point. The Young and the Restless spoilers say troubling news may be brewing for Patty once she loses her upper hand, so stay tuned. Thursday's The Young and the Restless promises an action-packed episode filled with emotional rescues, unexpected setbacks, and surprising romantic moments as Kyle launches a desperate mission to protect someone he cares about. Patty's carefully crafted plan begins to unravel before her eyes, and Kane leaves Lily completely stunned with an unexpected gesture that could change the direction of their complicated relationship. As tensions continue rising across Genoa City, every major storyline reaches a critical turning point, forcing several familiar faces to make life-changing decisions that will have lasting consequences. The drama begins with Kyle Abbott sensing that something is terribly wrong. Whether it's an unsettling phone call, a mysterious disappearance, or a warning from someone he trusts, Kyle realizes he cannot afford to wait for answers. Acting on instinct, he throws himself into a rescue mission that quickly becomes more dangerous than he ever imagined. Determined to protect his loved ones, Kyle refuses to let fear dictate his actions, even as those around him urge him to slow down and think through the risks. Every clue points toward an escalating crisis, and Kyle knows that every minute counts. His determination highlights just how much he has matured, transforming from someone who often relied on others into a man willing to put himself in harm's way for the people he loves. As he follows a trail of suspicious events, unexpected obstacles begin appearing at every turn. Some individuals offer help, while others seem intent on steering him in the wrong direction. The uncertainty makes it nearly impossible to know whom he can trust, creating an atmosphere filled with suspense and emotional intensity. Jack Abbott grows increasingly concerned as he realizes Kyle has placed himself directly in the middle of a dangerous situation. While proud of his son's courage, Jack worries that acting without a complete understanding of the circumstances could have devastating consequences. Diane also becomes deeply concerned, recognizing that Kyle's protective instincts sometimes cause him to overlook the personal danger he faces. Together, Jack and Diane consider whether they should intervene or trust Kyle to follow his own judgment. Their concern reflects the strength of the family bond they have worked so hard to rebuild. Meanwhile, Patty's latest scheme begins falling apart in dramatic fashion. Convinced she has everything under control, Patty initially believes her carefully planned strategy will finally produce the outcome she has been pursuing. However, unexpected developments quickly derail those expectations. A surprise confrontation, an unforeseen witness, or the emergence of hidden evidence threatens to expose the weaknesses in her plan before it can fully succeed. Patty struggles to adapt as events slip beyond her control, leaving her increasingly desperate to salvage what remains of her carefully constructed strategy. Her frustration grows with every setback, making her behavior even more unpredictable. Those closest to the unfolding drama begin noticing cracks in Patty's confidence that were previously hidden beneath her determined exterior. As pressure mounts, Patty finds herself making increasingly emotional decisions rather than calculated ones. Friends and rivals alike realize that her desperation may ultimately become her greatest weakness. Several characters begin connecting pieces of the puzzle that Patty worked so hard to keep hidden, raising the possibility that long-buried secrets are finally about to come into the open. Jack watches these developments carefully, understanding that Patty's emotional instability could create even greater problems if left unchecked. While he wants to believe there is still hope for a peaceful resolution, experience has taught him to remain